Welcome back to your daily dose of dopamine. My name is Robert, and I'm here with Christine. We're talking. We got her background as to why she started teaching exercise to Parkinson's, in particular cycling classes, about 10 years ago, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And so the last episode dove into that. And what the relationships told her, it's what I heard was that these people are courageous. And you had an origin story of a mom who struggled with a stroke and didn't come back out of that. And that basically in the hero's journey, as we go
Hmm.
into, that was your origin that said, I want to do better for others because my
Hmm.
mom wasn't able to. So,
Right.
how do you help others? Because at the beginning of a Parkinson's journey, many people are similar to how your mom felt, feeling like, I don't want to do anything. I want to isolate. I want to sit down
Hmm.
and have the world leave me alone. How do you help?
Right. So I think that what I have found is that when you can explain to someone how exercise can help them and they can understand it, they finally understand there's hope.
Hmm,
And that is the one thing that I hear the most from people is you give me hope.
yeah.
And that's
Exercise,
what draws them out.
exercise
When
is very practical, right? And
Mhm.
I'm guessing because you feel the effect half an hour, 45, an hour later. It's
Mhm.
it's it's there. It is proven. And Dr. J. Albert's study and all that,
Mhm.
which was really the
Mhm.
foundation, right?
Yeah,
So the great thing is you don't have to talk to them or explain too much. It's like get on and sweat, get your heart rate up, and then tell me what you're feeling in 60 minutes, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
that do people, because you probably have people that come that don't have an exercise background, I'm guessing, right? Or a limited
Oh,
one.
right. Most people don't that do not have an athletic background,
Right.
but when they feel what it does for their symptoms, when they feel how it helps reduce their symptoms,
Yeah.
they absolutely flip the other way. They
Yeah.
want to work out because all of a sudden it's helping them feel better with their Parkinson's symptoms. And that's the biggest difference.
So
When it helps their Parkinson's symptoms, not just my heart rate, my caloric, whatever burning that most people are worried about doing.
absolutely. And that's what this is, the idea that exercise is medicine. I'm sure that's
Mhm.
part of your vernacular. Do you
Yep.
see people picking that up and kind of running with that? Because I know it's a strange concept to many people. They go, okay, yeah, yeah, it's exercise, it's a medicine in quotes, but no, truthfully, in terms of how the body
Mhm.
receives it and the effect of it, it's straight up medicine, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it truly is. In fact, Jay Alberts, who is at the Cleveland Clinics, has actually done studies where they had people riding on the bike and people taking medicine. And the people that actually were riding on the bike outperformed the medicine, which is pretty remarkable.
It
So,
is, and it points to a really different relationship with exercise. I mean, number one, there are specs that Jay does a great job with saying it's not just anything, right? I mean,
right.
to get the effect, a certain heart rate over a certain period of time is what's needed. Now,
Mhm.
that is challenging to get to that threshold. One of the things I'm guessing you do is create an environment that makes that attractive for people to come back to take on the
Mhm.
challenge of reaching those thresholds. Is that right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
People have to start small and work their way to what the target is. And I have wonderful stories, I have wonderful stories in the book that I share. And that's probably one of the best things about it. I have like 20 stories, but about people who did just that. And one of my favorite stories is I have a woman that I actually work with people with Parkinson's and other neurodegenerative diseases. But I have a woman that had a stroke in her 20s. She didn't come to see me until her 60s. And so she lived in a mental fog for 40 years. I got her up on the bike, right? It was difficult because she's paralyzed on one side of her body. And we were able, but she really wanted to ride the bike. And I got her up there and she started at about 45 revolutions per minute. In 6 months' time, she was able to go 70, 75, and 80. And I always tell people, come and meet Sandy because she's just amazing. And if she can do it with a paralyzed body on half the side of her body, imagine what you can do. That's the other component I like to say to people, look what's possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things are possible. But the other point about Sandy is, and then her brain, after her first ride on the bike, she went home and for the first time in 40 years, she could read a book.
That was immediate. It's like,
She could
here.
read a book. She could do things that she couldn't do. So she started riding that bike every day. So
Yeah.
she could get 4 hours
Well,
of, of
and that's what it is, right? I mean,
yeah.
it may not be the life you wish for. However,
Hmm.
the life that is possible is still out there if you're willing to do your part. And,
Right.
I think getting people past what I used to be and the binary choice of I'm either what I used to be or I'm dead. And it's like there's so much in between.
Exactly. Exactly.
um,
She was so happy. I mean, so ecstatic to be at 60 some years of age, to be able to have that 4 hours. It was like her life had just
oh,
opened up.
well, and really honestly, if any of us looked at our lives, we had this idea that we can do whatever we want 24 hours a day. That's not
Mhm.
true. None of us live
Right.
that way. We all have certain hours of the day we're better and worse, and based on, a bunch of factors that make that happen. So for her to claim 4 good hours a day, I mean, if we were really to do inventories of our own lives, I don't think
Right.
we'd be that much different. Um,
Right.
we got to come back for our next episode because I want to talk about your book. Is that what I'm seeing on the shelf behind you?
Yes.
Great. Give me the link. It'll be in the link below, so we'll be able to put people to it. And I just want to reiterate the belief and hope themes that you put forward as such
Mhm.
important things. And we're going to keep visiting those. But let's talk about your book on the next episode, okay?
Okay.
Great job.